Meet David. He was found on the street by a rescuer who happened to be passing by, barely clinging to life, his body frail and trembling. His fur was matted, his ribs visible through his thin frame, and his eyes clouded with infection. Alone, he cried weakly, drawing the attention of a kind stranger who refused to look away. The stranger scooped David up gently, wrapping him in a soft towel, and rushed him to a veterinary clinic. The vets who examined David were heartbroken. His condition was critical: severe malnutrition, dehydration, and a terrible infection in both eyes that had left him almost completely blind. The prognosis was grim. His eyes can't be saved, the lead veterinarian explained. The infection is too advanced. We'll need to remove them to end his suffering, but his body is too weak for surgery right now. Anesthesia could kill him. The team made the difficult decision to delay surgery and focus on stabilizing David's fragile health. Over the following weeks, he was given round-the-clock care. Small, frequent meals helped him regain his strength, and warm blankets provided comfort during his recovery. Though his eyes remained swollen and painful, David began to show signs of improvement. Each day he fought to survive, and each day his caregivers grew more attached to the resilient little cat. Despite his condition, David adapted to his surroundings. He learned to navigate his space by relying on his other senses. His ears perked at the sound of voices, and his nose twitched as he recognized the comforting scent of his caregivers. When David finally regained enough strength, the veterinarian celebrated a small victory. He was strong enough to receive his first vaccine. It was a milestone, a sign that his body was recovering. However, the question of his eyes still loomed. The vets monitored him closely, deciding that surgery to remove them would only be necessary if they caused further problems. Weeks turned into months, and David's transformation was remarkable. Once fragile and frail, he now moved with newfound confidence. Though his eyes could not see, he seemed to understand that he was safe and loved. One day, David's story took a heartwarming turn. A family, touched by his resilience and courage, decided to adopt him. They saw beyond his blindness, recognizing the sweet and loving cat he had always been. David's new home was a sanctuary filled with warmth and care. His family made sure he had everything he needed: a soft bed, plenty of toys, and endless affection. In their arms, he found the love and security he had long been denied. Though David's journey began in darkness, it ended in light. He had endured unimaginable challenges, but with the help of compassionate strangers, dedicated veterinarians, and his adoptive family, he found a second chance at life. The story of David, a frail and nearly blind cat who fought against overwhelming odds, is more than just another tale of animal rescue. It is a profound reminder of the resilience of life and the transformative power of compassion. David's journey from despair to joy not only tugs at the heartstrings, but also prompts us to think deeply about our responsibilities toward animals and the significance of giving them a second chance. When David was found, he was a shadow of his potential self, a vulnerable creature suffering silently in a harsh world. His condition was heartbreaking, with injuries and illnesses that most would have considered beyond help. Many animals like David suffer unseen, their lives often ending without anyone knowing their pain. But David's story was different because someone stopped, noticed, and chose to act. This first act of kindness highlights an essential truth. Making a difference doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it starts with a simple decision to care. The person who rescued David didn't have all the answers. They didn't know what lay ahead or if David could even survive. What they did know was that he deserved a chance. David's journey underscores the critical role of veterinary care in animal welfare. The veterinarians who treated him faced an ethical and medical dilemma. How do you balance the urgency of removing his infected eyes with the risks of surgery on a fragile, malnourished body? Their decision to prioritize his overall health before considering surgery reflects not only their expertise but also their empathy. It would have been easier to make a rushed decision, but instead they chose patience, a virtue often overlooked in our fast-paced world. The bond between animals and humans is beautifully illustrated in David's story. Despite his pain and inability to see, David trusted those who cared for him. This trust was not immediate. It was built through gentle hands, soothing voices, and consistent care. It's a testament to the incredible capacity of animals to forgive and connect, even after experiencing neglect or trauma. David's transformation over weeks and months is a reminder that progress takes time. In a world that often demands instant results, his story teaches us the value of perseverance. Each small milestone, eating a meal, regaining strength, receiving his first vaccine, was a step toward the life he deserved. These moments may seem insignificant in isolation, but together they created a foundation for his recovery and eventual happiness. One of the most heartwarming aspects of David's story is his adoption. For animals with special needs, finding a forever home is often a challenge. Many people shy away from adopting pets with medical conditions, fearing the additional care and costs. Yet David's new family saw his worth beyond his disabilities. They embraced him not as a burden, but as a companion who would enrich their lives. This perspective is something we should all strive to adopt, not just for animals, but for people too. David's story also raises broader questions about how we view and treat animals in society. Too often they are seen as expendable, their lives considered less valuable than human convenience. Stories like David's challenge this mindset, reminding us that every life has intrinsic value. Animals feel pain, fear, love and joy just as we do. They deserve our respect and care, not just when it's easy or convenient, but especially when it's not. Another important takeaway from David's journey is the role of community in animal rescue. While the rescuer and veterinary team played central roles, David's recovery and adoption would not have been possible without the support of others, whether through donations, volunteering, or simply sharing his story. This collective effort highlights the power of community and the impact we can have when we work together. At its core, David's story is a celebration of hope. It's a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is a possibility for light. David didn't just survive, he thrived, and his journey from despair to joy is a metaphor for resilience in all its forms. In reflecting on his story, I'm struck by how much we can learn from animals like David. They teach us to find joy in the simplest things, to keep going even when the odds are against us, and to trust again after experiencing pain. They remind us of the beauty of unconditional love and the profound impact of kindness. David's story is more than just a narrative about an individual cat. It's a call to action. It urges us to look around and see the lives we can touch, the small acts of compassion we can extend, and the hope we can inspire in others. His journey may have started in darkness, but it ended in light, and that's a legacy worth honouring. David's story is a testament to resilience and the power of love. Despite losing his sight, he gained a world where he was cherished and valued, a life filled with joy, comfort, and the promise of brighter days ahead. Through his challenges, we see the importance of every small act of kindness. The person who stopped to rescue him, the veterinarians who worked tirelessly to stabilize him, and the family who opened their hearts and home to him. They all played vital roles in transforming his life. Together, they turned what seemed like a hopeless situation into a story of a hope and triumph. David may have lost his sight, but he gained so much more. A second chance at life, filled with love, comfort, and care. His journey reminds us to look beyond appearances, to value every life, and to never underestimate the impact of giving someone, human or animal, a chance to thrive. As David settles into his forever home, his story continues to inspire. It challenges us to reflect on how we can make a difference, whether by adopting a rescue animal, supporting shelters and veterinary care, or simply being more mindful of the lives around us. If David's story has moved you, consider sharing it to spread awareness about the importance of animal rescue. There are countless other animals like David, waiting for someone to see their worth and help them find a brighter future. Thank you for watching. And remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to change a life, just like it did for David.